Tonight on the season finale of the Super Important Show, we teach you how to get a unicorn license, we help you air your Festivus grievances, and we decide if we want to summon the power of 10,000 ducks. I am one of your hosts, Dustin Diodato, but let me introduce you to our two other amazing hosts. First, let me introduce you to Heather Jules Booth. Heather Jules Booth, how are you?
I'm doing great, thank you.
Yes.
Season finale.
Yes. And our special guest, friend of the show, beautiful lady, and my wife, Joy Masters. Hello, Joy Masters.
Hello. Hi.
Friend of the pod.
Yes,
Friend of
yes.
the pod.
Joy, tell people a little bit about you if they don't know who you are.
Oh, I'm your wife,
Yes?
and I am a big fan of this podcast. I listen every single time I can, and I believe in unicorns.
As you should.
Indeed.
Oh, no.
Oh, okay.
Cool. Something broke, so I have to fix it. Heather, talk to Joy for a second.
Hey, Joy.
Hey, Heather, I wanted to tell you you did a great job last week in the sketch show.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
It was a lot
It
of
was
fun.
really fun.
Okay.
For the audience that doesn't know, Heather and Justin are on a sketch group together, and they're very good. They're very
Oh,
good.
thank you.
Thank you. I fixed the thing that I need to fix.
Okay,
So,
Yeah.
yay. I don't know why it broke immediately. So,
That's technology.
yeah, let's get into the show. Heather, why don't you tell people about how the world is crazy this week?
Oh man, this one's great because this one is multi-layered. Well, there's people on the street and they try to stop people from driving too fast. And this week we've got a deputy dressed as a Grinch who tries to stop speeding drivers. But he doesn't just stop them by dressing as the Grinch. He hands them onions. Right? If it should come as a surprise to nobody that this story is based in Florida.
Of course it is. Of course it is.
Motorists speeding through an elementary school zone in the Florida Keys receive an onion as a reminder to slow down from a deputy dressed as the Grinch.
Okay.
Which
Apparently, this guy's been doing this for 20 years, and he presents an onion to those. He gives you an option. You can either get a traffic citation or you can get an onion if you are going more than 5 miles per hour because it's in a school zone. So obviously you're supposed to be going slow. And this guy says it's about education, awareness that our school zones are still operating, even though it's the holiday season. We want people to slow down.
I mean, I'm going to take that all day, every day, personally.
Of course.
The onion.
Yeah.
Yeah. He says, when I give them a clear choice of a citation or the onion, they will always take the onion. And some will eat the onion right in front of me. Nowhere
why?
in this story does it talk about why onions. Like, why it's also, I'm sorry, I'm laughing at Michelle putting HEAV in the chat, which is absolutely brilliant. But why onions? What in the world made this guy be like I get it if you're like, I'm gonna dress as the Grinch for the holidays. That's funny. That's entertaining. That makes me laugh. I'm gonna try to stop people from fighting traffic dressed as the Grinch. That's super funny. Where does the onion thing come into it?
Nowhere. It's
Right.
just, like, here's the thing. Also, like, I'm more disturbed by the fact that people are eating the onion right in front of him. Have you ever
Also
eaten
that.
a raw onion?
That is very odd. Yes.
That's a power move. That's like
Right.
a thing that you do when you're just like, oh yeah, like,
Well, it's Florida, so
that's true.
yeah. But I agree. That's very like they're eating the onion to be aggressive. Like they're being like, yeah, you gave me an onion. Well, I'm gonna eat it in front of you. But it's also like, it's an onion.
Yeah.
Maybe where he comes from, onions are like, a punishment. So if it's like in his mind, maybe it's equal bad things like a ticket or an onion. Is he a big onion? He's like, you know what? I'll get them. I'll give them a real hard choice. They can either have a ticket with points on their
ticket or an onion.
Or an onion.
Yeah.
And if he doesn't actually make them eat it right away, then I really don't see it. At least for me, because I don't hate onions. I don't see it as a bad thing, unless if I had to bite into it like it was an apple, then I'd probably still do it. Although my brother did know someone that used to eat them on planes, like would just take a raw onion and eat it, and I'm sure she was a hit on that plate.
Oh my god!
I thought you were going to say, and I'm sure she was an asshole, which is the correct answer.
Yeah, that is also a weird power move. That like I'm going to eat a raw onion on a plane.
Yeah,
it's awful.
It was probably for health purposes, but still.
That's one step below. I'm going to gut a fish and cook it on a plane.
Correct.
Like they're very close on the list.
Yep.
Microwave a fish on the.
Yeah, that's like right behind microwaving a fish on a plane. 100%.
Okay, so I have a picture of.
Oh yes.
Of said
please.
dude. Where are we?
Nice.
So I can't tell if that's two people or one person. Like one person with a costume, but that's definitely like a pretty scary. Like that's a horrifying Grinch to look at.
Yeah, it's a very scary Grinch costume. It's definitely not. Yeah, and like what?
That's like if the Grinch stole a horror Christmas. Like that,
yeah. If the Grinch stole a soul. Yeah,
it's not a kids show right now.
No, it's a terrifying Grinch.
Right, like isn't it fair to say that if this Grinch rolls up on you, like you're allowed to drive off because you're like
yes,
like he's not wearing a badge anywhere. Yeah. I have to assume he's coming for murder.
Yeah, this
right.
I also agree he's coming for murder.
Yeah,
this Grinch drives up. I would like look a bunch of ways, make sure there's no kids coming, and then I am speeding the F out of there because that is terrifying.
Yeah.
I will also say, as a person who started to try cooking lately, getting a free onion, I was like, yeah, cool. I could use a free onion. Like,
sure.
No ticket and free groceries? Yeah, of course.
Sure.
Sign me up for that every day.
Yeah.
Joy, I think I cut you off. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I'm talking. I don't have internal monologues anymore. All of my thoughts come out of my face. So I was wondering, does it say when he starts being the Grinch? Is it like just the week leading up to Christmas? Is it all of December?
It didn't say. I also wanted to know this. Like, what is his Grinch cutoff? Yeah.
What is his Grinch cutoff? Want to know. And I also kind of want to go and just see this happening. Maybe it's I want to see a horror movie. See people's, you know what? That's what I want. I want him to wear a camera so that we can see everybody's reactions when he.
I wonder if it's on. I bet it's online somewhere.
I also want to know what the cutoff, too, similar to Joy's thing, I want to know what the cutoff is in terms of speeding. Like, if you're going 10 miles over the speed limit, you get an onion. But if you're going, like, 40 miles over the speed limit, like, do you get a lot of onions?
It wasn't very clear, because I feel like it said it was, like, if you went significantly over the speed limit, which is 5 miles an hour. So, like, what's significant?
Right. So, yeah, I guess, where is this again? So people know if they want to get free onions?
It's in the Keys in Florida.
Okay, cool. All right. Yeah, so if you're from the Florida Keys, go speed and get free onions.
Go speed and get free onions. Amazing.
All right, do we want anything else, or we want to move on to story number 2?
I will say, I think I just found a video, so I'll go ahead and put that in the chat at some point.
Okay.
So you can all enjoy it. Yep. I found it.
It's perfectly horrifying.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's terrifying.
Okay.
Yeah, you're welcome, everyone. Enjoy.
Thank you.
All right. Joy, do you want to get into your story?
Yes, I do. Thank you. Okay. So I'm going to read it because it's very short. It's a California girl, young girl, wrote a letter to the LA Animal County. You know, I'll just read it. Okay. It says here, a handwritten letter from a young girl led animal care and control officers in California to issue this child a pre-approved license to keep an unusual pet. It was a unicorn. So it's the Los Angeles County Animal Care and Control. That's the group. they put it on their Instagram, and this young girl named Madeline wrote this letter to the LA County. She goes, "Dear LA County, I would like your approval if I can have a unicorn in my backyard if I can find one. Please send me a letter in response." Which sounds so like very adult, like please send a letter in response. So the officials, it says here, quote unquote, they received so much joy from the letter that they decided to respond. And they said, "We recommend Madeline's sense of responsible pet ownership to seek permission in advance to keep a unicorn in Los Angeles County. As a result, we issued her a pre-approved unicorn license."
Oh,
And
that's sweet.
Isn't that? Oh, I mean, that just warms my heart very much. And that she's she's very prepared and is like, you know what? I bet I'm going to need a special animal license for this unicorn. Let me get one in advance so that I'm ready. Which is right. Because if you do find one, you're not going to let it go. It's not like you have a second chance.
No, she wanted to be ready. Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
It's so it's so adorable. We took the snark away from Michelle Drozdek.
I know.
Well, I can't see the chat right now, so no snark on this one because you'll break my heart. So the officials also gave her a stuffed unicorn to wear the license for the time being. And as they said, as real unicorns are indeed very rare to find.
Yeah.
So the conditions, this is adorable. I love this. I'm so happy about this story. The conditions listed in the department's response to Madeline for the license included requiring that the unicorn is given regular access to sunlight, moonbeams, and rainbows. And I cannot tell you how happy I was when I read that.
Yeah,
letter.
that's really cute.
Yeah.
So.
And that's smart on her part, because could you imagine finding a unicorn, bringing it home, and then the city come and taking it away from you?
Oh, there'd be a bloodbath.
Right. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like you're trying to avoid like some sort of Armageddon. So you're like, yeah, like you want to make sure all the paperwork is done beforehand, so that there isn't like stress. You just want to be able to enjoy it.
Mess up your chance at keeping a unicorn if you find one.
Right. Exactly.
And I couldn't find it, but I do have photographic evidence that unicorns exist or did at one point. So my grandmother gave me, I think it was Life magazine from 1984. And there was a photographer that did a whole spread on live unicorn. It's a real magazine. It's Life, so it's got to be true. And there's a part of me that still holds on hope like Madeline. So I better go get, I wonder if New York City would be as gracious and give a middle-aged lady the same treatment.
I mean, there's only one way to find out.
Yeah, write that letter.
Yeah, just make sure.
Copy and paste.
Yeah, no, it's got to be handwritten. You 100% cannot email it, and you can't print it out. It's got to be handwritten.
If you do it in New York, because this is a thing that I noticed really seems to impress people here, just have beautiful handwriting, like the most beautiful handwriting you can possibly write it in.
I am screwed, but I will have someone else because I can't even read my own handwriting. So.
I volunteer, so I will write it for you if you want.
Right. Yes, please. I think we should try this and see what they say.
I'm in. I'm in.
This building.
We'll come back for season 2 with updates.
Right. Yeah, stay tuned. And you did show the letter to everybody, right?
I did. You want me to bring it back up again, or are you?
Yeah. Do you mind just one more time?
Yeah.
Oh my God, this little girl is after my own heart.
Yep.
And the chat's been saying it's a very you story.
Yes.
It is. Everybody knows. Most people know I have a thing for unicorns.
Yep. Yep.
I'm not ashamed.
Cool. Anything else on this, or do we want to move on to our third story?
No, I want to keep talking about unicorns, but I think we should probably move on.
Okay. All right. So our third story actually involves y'all in chat. We need your help in chat. So let me get to our. I'm so far off on things. Festivus is upon us. For those of you that don't know, it is a holiday based originally in Seinfeld, a holiday for everyone. Festivus for the rest of us, as it says in the graphic. And it's basically a holiday that this year falls on December 23rd, this Friday. And there are two main parts of Festivus. that we would use to celebrate. The first part is the airing of grievances, and the second part is the feat of strength. We're not going to do the feat of strength tonight because we are all in different places, and we would not want to fight each other physically anyway. But
Lift this lint roller.
yeah, all right.
Look at this strength.
All right.
Yeah.
You don't get a Christmas tree. You get a Festivus pole that you don't need to decorate. It's just a pole that lives in your apartment. So I thought today.
Oh, so that's where the heat comes from.
Yes, exactly. We all have
Yeah.
Festivus poles in New York City.
Yeah.
So Tampa does this every year. I tried to steal some of them from their website, but then they make you pay after looking at 2 articles, and I was not about to do that. So that is my first airing of grievances, is that you should not have to pay to read about an airing of grievances. So what I thought I would do is I would share some of the ones that happen online and give us an opportunity to air our grievances, and then give Chad an opportunity to air theirs. Cool? All right. So let me go to see what they have. Okay. So the first one is by Mark Nelson, and he says, "Why do they include stumps in bagged romaine lettuce? I know I need roughage, but I am not eating romaine stumps," which is a fair grievance to have. Coworkers, what's the deal with having unused time in the microwave? Are you somehow gifting me those 13 seconds left in there? What am I going to do with 13 seconds? When my 12-year-old son calls me bro, last I checked, I was still mom, from Carrie Beth Hobbs, which I have a grievance with Carrie Beth. It's Mary Beth. Nobody's named Carrie Beth. That's not a name.
I also have a grievance with that.
Yeah. I'm very upset with you, Carrie Beth.
You just lost an audience member.
A person who just went by the name full name said if I could not be snoring, I would not be snoring, which is fair. Carlton Singer says, why do dudes with zero reason to have jacked up pickup trucks have jacked up pickup trucks? Bro, you're an actuary. And
that name that feels like a fake name.
Yeah. Ever since COVID hit, things have been closing earlier and earlier. You can't even go to Walmart drunk at 2 a.m. anymore, like it's true American. That's a sad loss that people can't go to Walmart at 2 a.m. drunk. And lastly, why don't we call firemen watermen? They bring water, not fire.
This is a great one. That's very true.
Yeah.
Very smart.
So those are some of the grievances that they've aired. I thought I'd give us an opportunity to air our own grievances. I can go first. I'll go. I can do one, and then if you guys want to go, or do you guys want to go first?
I can't think of anything. So
okay.
Go. It's not just from this year; it's all the time.
Yeah, it could be from anywhere.
Okay, so Sajatha on the chat also has this grievance. Not that I'm speaking for her, but I know that we've grieved together. So we're not tall people, so I don't know if that's why if people don't see us or what happens. But when we're at museums or if we're standing on a subway platform, especially if there's no one else around and we're the only one there, people will come up and stand right here next to us. There's an entire subway platform open and they will stand right here without I would say 95% of the time. And I'm just like, why? Especially now when we're still in the semi-pandemic, why are you up in my business? Get away. I am airing my grievance.
All right. Heather, do you have one?
I don't have one, but Michelle in the chat has one for you, Dustin.
Yeah, sketch directors who don't like puns.
Who don't like puns.
So I guess my first one would be sketch writers who like puns way too much. Who just love puns like you wouldn't believe. Another one that I had is Facebook people you ought to know, when it has like the suggested people. I don't like 2 things about it. I don't like it when they try and throw a famous person that I clearly don't know.
That is really stupid. Yeah.
In there. And I don't like it when they show me the same person so often that I was like, do I know them? I know I don't, but I feel like I know them because they're always in my thing. Like, like at some point, get better at that, Facebook. I don't like being A, taunted by famous people, or B, confused by people I don't know.
Yeah.
Did I say my name in there again? I feel like I did something bad.
Oh, Michelle just said, "I love you, Dustin."
Oh, thank
and then Michelle said, "But seriously, a grievance is very loud conversations on the train very early in the morning." That's a great grievance.
Yeah, that's an excellent one. There's an excellent one.
And Suji has one. It's I hate it when people spell their name Megan, Megan, but pronounce it Megan.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I went to school with a Megan.
You did?
Did you spell it like that?
No, she spelled it Meaghan or Meagan. I forget. I can't remember if it was very Irish or very. I think they were very Irish because her sister's name was Ashleen, I want to say, but it was spelled Aisling.
Yeah.
I think they were all very Irish. I had another sister, and I can't remember. That third sister's name was like Brooke or something, I think. Anyway.
I have another grievance
that you don't think about.
Yeah, I have another grievance. I'm angry at Snoop Loops for getting us all excited with all the updates to the Snoop Loops website.
What?
And there hasn't been a new one.
I will take that grievance as well. Yes, agreed.
I will third that grievance.
Yeah.
I checked right before, and they updated the site because they're using a new template, but it's the same thing. It's the exact same thing. The only thing they did was they took off the religious part at the bottom, and they took off the part where you're like, where they're promoting like real people eating Snoop Loops, and you can't. I don't think you can try and buy them right now. It's all really annoying. Like they spent all that time boosting us up, and now we haven't seen anything.
Yeah, that's frustrating. I don't like that.
I wonder if there was an incident with Snoop Loops.
Maybe
that's why they're not showing why real people eating them, and then the religious thing. Like maybe a priest choked on Snoop Loops and died, and so now they're we gotta rearrange some stuff here.
That seems like a very, very likely scenario. That seems like percentage-wise, almost definitely what happened. Sujatha's got another one. I'm angry at Bugs Bunny for making carrots sound more delicious than they are. That's 100%. Yes.
That is 100% true.
Yeah.
I definitely
you're right,
expected them to be so much tastier based on that cartoon than they actually are.
Yeah.
They look delicious.
Yeah. In that carrot vein, I've noticed that I can eat 2 or 3 carrots worth of baby carrots, but if you just hand me a full carrot, I'm like, nah, I'm not gonna eat a whole fucking full carrot. Like, there's something about a full carrot that just seems intimidating, and I'm not doing it.
Michelle says she's angry at the Trix Rabbit, but that's a year-round grievance.
Yeah. Oh.
That's fair.
But why? Why the Trix Rabbit?
Yeah. Why not?
He's a trickster because he's always doing tricky shit.
He steals cereal from kids.
Yeah.
Oh, that could be why.
I don't know. Does he? Or they steal it from him? I think they steal it from him, actually. So, actually wrong.
He's tricky.
Oh, maybe she's mad at him for being a chump and letting kids steal it.
I have a constant grievance towards Diet Dr. Pepper. Joy does not understand why I hate Diet Dr. Pepper so much. But I hate Diet Dr. Pepper because their slogan was "Tastes more like regular Dr. Pepper" with no qualifier. And I feel like as a society we've accepted that, and it pisses me off because the implication is it tastes more like regular Dr. Pepper. It tastes a lot like regular Dr. Pepper, but it could just as easily be Diet Dr. Pepper tastes more like regular Dr. Pepper than motor oil or than an elephant. So
I see what you're saying.
It's a statement that means absolutely nothing without a qualifier, and yet society has accepted it. Joy does not know why I keep bringing it up, but I will keep bringing it up because it pisses me off.
I feel like that's Joy's next grievance.
Yeah, it's the fact that I keep bringing it up.
Yeah, and your insistence. Here's one. Your insistence.
Oh, we're getting personal now. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. This feels like I'm just like, I'm just gonna grab some water.
Yeah. Look away, Heather. You started the personal thing because you brought me into your Diet Dr. Pepper. So your thing about me making you a turkey, when I really hate cooking, especially meat. So my grievance, my lifelong is you insisting I'm going to make you a turkey, and then also, make you a turkey. I'll leave it there.
Okay. Well, I'm
You're
sorry.
You're a turkey for me. Not that I've made. I'll buy you one that's been cooked, but I will not make it.
Michelle has just called out that this is the comment section come to life as a guest.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
All right. Do we want to move on, or are we going to continue airing grievances, or how do we?
I'm going to be so annoyed. I mean, my grievance is going to be right now because I'm grievancing at myself because I'm going to hang up from this show and I'm going to think of so many things that I'm like, oh, and that. I'm constantly finding little things that annoy me, but putting me on the spot right now, I'm like, I don't know. I can't think of anything right now.
Yeah.
I guarantee you, I'm literally going to sign out of this thing and I'm going to be like, I can't stand it. Yeah. So that's my grievance. My grievance is that my brain can't think of the things that I want to grievance about.
Well, if you are like Heather, and you think of them afterwards, drop them in the comments afterwards.
Yeah.
Let everybody know. Get the conversation going about different grievances, please.
Yeah.
And in that vein, take a moment to like and subscribe. It helps us a ton to let other people know that you like the content and reminds you when episodes are and all that. So please take a moment to hit that little like button and subscribe. And there's like a little bell that lets you know when things are happening too. Just hit whatever is down there except for the thumbs down. Hit it, and good things will come from it. Cool. Okay, so that brings us to What the Fact. So let me get us ready to go for that. So, for those of you who have not seen What the Fact before, I will ask Heather and Joy, and Heather has disappeared for a second, but she's back now, a series of questions that I do not anticipate they know the answer to, but we will see. They will try and guess the correct answer, and then y'all wonderful folks in chat will continue, will offer some answers as well. So let us get going. There's a musical bend to this one, so I think a lot of them are going to be musical related, but here we go. Okay, so our first one, except for this one is not musical. Who did Mr. Rogers successfully sue in 1990? I'm going to come to you first, Joy. So
okay.
Get ready, okay?
Okay.
Did Mr. Rogers, the wonderfully nice Mr. Rogers, successfully sue Hulk Hogan? Did he sue Ice Cube? Or did he sue Ted Nugent? One of those people crossed Mr. Rogers, and Mr. Rogers went to court to make sure that he was uncrossed. Who do you believe Mr. Rogers successfully sued in the year 1990?
I do not think it was Ice Cube, because I feel like they'd be buddies.
You feel like they'd be buddies?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I think that they'd be cool with each other.
Okay.
So, and Ice Cube, and it was in the 90s. Okay. So I think somehow I feel like it's Ted Nugent,
Okay.
but I might be wrong.
I mean, chat's on board with you. We got
Chat's on board with you.
we got two Ted Nugents and a Hulk Hogan.
Oh, yeah. I would say Ted Nugent because, sorry, there's a beeping, which I'll have to take care of in a second. But I feel like it's Ted Nugent because I feel like Ted Nugent would not respect Mr. Rogers.
Okay. Heather, what's your take?
I also am going to go with Ted Nugent because I can't. Why would there be a grievance with Ice Cube? And why would there be a grievance with Hulk Hogan? Yeah, I feel like it's Ted Nugent because I feel like of those three, he's the one I can think of the most that like probably has the most different things.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, our actual answer.
What is it?
Is that you're all wrong. It is in fact Ice Cube. Ice Cube had a song called A Gangsta's Fairy Tale that started with A Wonderful Day in the Neighborhood. Mr. Rogers asked him to take it out. Ice Cube said no. And then he sued him. And afterwards, Ice Cube called Mr. Rogers a mean-ass man for making him change it.
No.
Yes.
Wow.
Shame on you, Ice Cube.
Yeah.
Shame on you.
So Ice Cube and Mr.
Wow.
Rogers had it out. And
Mean ass man.
a mean-ass
like-
man. Yeah.
That's strong words.
Yeah.
But he sampled a song that didn't belong to him.
Correct. Yes.
Sure.
No, he broke the law. I'm not saying he didn't break the law. I'm not saying he wasn't wrong.
Do
But-
you think that Mr. Rogers is a mean ass man? Is that what
No,
you're saying?
no, of course not. Of course not. I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you what Ice Cube said. He called him a mean ass man. That's all I'm saying. All right. Question number 2. I'm not siding with. Just to be clear, I'm not siding with Ice Cube here.
Okay.
All right. Okay. So Danny Trejo, known as being a very tough man, a little while back, his mother passed away while he was on the set filming a movie. And a lot of different folks on the movie set went to him and tried to offer him condolences, and because Danny Trejo is so tough, he did not respond to any of them. He just said thank you and nodded. One person that sent their condolences made him just weep openly. Which one of these three people made him weep openly? Was
Mr.
it? Was it Pee Wee Herman? Was it Tom Hanks? Or was it Kermit the Frog?
Oh.
Which one of these people made Danny Trejo just cry tears nonstop? Heather, I'll go to you first.
This is tough because it could be a surprise being Pee Wee Herman.
Mm-hmm.
Because like we wouldn't offhand think Pee Wee Herman, but Pee Wee Herman might have actually said some very like kind and loving things. Tom Hanks feels very expected. Like, yeah, Tom Hanks has like a good reputation.
Yeah.
And Kermit, I think I'm gonna go with Kermit the Frog.
Okay.
Because maybe like Kermit came in and like said some really deep stuff, and it was unexpected, and it just got to him.
All right. Sujatha is saying she would love for it to be Kermit.
Michelle too.
Yep. Joy, what are you thinking?
Well, first of all, Heather, I appreciate that you always reason all of this out. I love hearing your thoughts behind each possible answer. I'm just going. I tend to go with like, I want it to be this, but I will say the reason why I want it to be this. Well, one, it's Kermit the Frog. It's got to be Kermit the Frog. And Justin and I went to a concert last month, I think it was.
Yep.
And it was Brett McKenzie from Flight of the Conchords.
Oh wow,
it was awesome. But towards the end, well, twice, Kermit the Frog came out on stage and sang with him. And everyone in that place was singing along, was like practically crying. At the end, they did an encore and sang Somewhere Over the Rainbow. Or what was it? Rainbow Connection.
Rainbow Connection.
Yeah. It's about rainbows. I have to find rainbows anywhere I can for the unicorn I'll someday have. So I would say Kermit the Frog.
Okay. The chat's pulling very heavily for Kermit the Frog.
Yeah.
And good news, I won't break everybody's heart. It was Kermit the Frog.
Oh, yay.
I just love the visual of like Danny Trejo just breaking down.
Yeah.
With Kermit the Frog just right next to him.
Yeah. Yeah. Because essentially it's like a dude who's like not even really looking at him, like with a puppet, like, so it's not even like he's, whatever. Point is, Kermit the Frog made Danny Trejo cry in a good condoling way. Okay. Last question of What the Fact. Last What the Fact of the year, so get ready. Which of the following celebrities released a musical album? Was it Alfred Hitchcock? An album called Music to Be Murdered By?
Awesome.
Was it Muhammad Ali? Ali and his gang versus Mr. Tooth Decay? Or Wilford Brimley and the Jeff Hamilton Trio? Joy, I'm going to come to you first.
Well, if I try to borrow some of Heather's reasoning and logicalness,
Yeah.
that's a word. The one with Muhammad Ali and Wilford Brimley had specifics in it that I feel like it's very specific, whereas the Alfred Hitchcock one, it was specific, but it also sounded like your voice.
Okay.
So you could be throwing me off here, Dustin Diodato.
Okay.
I think I wanted to be Alfred Hitchcock because I like music to be but I'm going to guess Wilford Brimley.
Okay, you're going to go with C.
Yeah.
We got a lot of C's in the chat as well. Everybody wants it to be Wilford Brimley. Heather, what are you thinking?
What's the supposed name of this Wilford Brimley album again?
It is Wilford Brimley and the Jeff Hamilton Trio.
He just looks like someone who has like a trio, like a bluegrass folk trio or something.
Okay.
I mean, here's the thing. So I don't think it's B.
Okay.
I feel like I've heard of A. So
Okay.
like on the one hand, I want to say A because I think I've heard of it. But on the other hand, I really want it to be Wilford Brimley with like a little bluegrass trio,
Mm.
which I will immediately be looking up after this if it's a real thing.
I unfortunately I don't have the music because I didn't want us to get copyrighted again. But but yeah.
So wait, so therefore that is the actual album. This is what you're saying?
No, I'm saying the person who is correct, I don't have the music for. Is what I'm saying is
okay.
Like I won't be able to at the end of this go and here it is all I'm saying.
Right.
Okay.
So so where do you want to go?
I'm going with C.
You're going with C. Wilford Brimley.
I'll go with C. Yeah,
Okay.
I'll go with C.
Okay. You'll notice I wrote the question very specifically so that it did not have one answer because it, in fact, is all the answers are true.
What?
All three of those exist.
Looking these up.
Yeah.
See, I knew I heard of A. I've definitely heard about that.
Yes. There's also a rap album called "Music to Be Murdered" by, I believe, right now. So that probably helped. But yeah, Alfred Hitchcock. It's mostly a talking album. There's there's background music and then him like giving speeches.
Right.
Muhammad Ali, Ali and his gang versus Mr. Tuzike is more for children, but there's lots of like little act outs and things like that happen. But Muhammad Ali is featured very heavily in there, but Frank Sinatra's in the album as well, and several other folks. And Wilford Brimley sings the classics on Wilford Brimley and the Jeff Hamilton Trio.
I am so looking this up afterwards.
Yeah, so check that out.
Oh my God. That's amazing.
So it is, all of them are real.
I cannot believe.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
But now I know your secret of your question format.
Yeah, I mean, I throw in all of them sometimes. Heather knows this. Like,
That's true. I do. Also, I should have realized that for the last question of 2022, you would have done that. I should have thought of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I should have thought of that. I pre-anticipated. Yeah.
Yep. So that is our last What the Fact. But I think they were pretty fun. And please don't leave to go find to go YouTube those albums.
No. YouTube them after.
Yes, please. Yes, Topping, it is true. All of them exist. And it's insane that all of them exist.
It's pretty amazing that all of them exist.
Which brings us to Would You Rather. Heather, you want to kick us off with our first?
Yes. Would you rather? Oh, yeah, this is an annoying question. Would you rather have an eyelash stuck in your eye for an hour a day or always have a few hairs stuck in your mouth? Joy, I'm going to send this delightful question to you.
I have to say, I didn't have a hard time answering this one because I do not want to have any hairs in my mouth. I hate that. Anytime, even if it's my own and it's still attached to my head, I'm just like, blah, blah, blah. So I am going with an eyelash in my eye for an hour a day. I get stuff in my eyes all the time, so I'm kind of used to it. And then you can't touch them anymore because you might get COVID in your eyeball, and you don't. So you're like, I gotta like, blink it out for a while.
To be fair, you should never be touching your eyes even before COVID, but
I know
because you're touching like with feces hands or something. So
I wash my hands, so it should be clean. For that visual, Heather.
You're welcome, everybody. 2022, feces hands in your eyes.
Oh God!
All right, I'm sorry.
I'll put a eyelash. Put an eyelash in my eye.
All right, Dustin, what are you going with? I feel like I know what you're going with.
What do you think? I'm going with eye.
I think you're going with hairs.
No, I'm going with eye. I'm going.
Really?
Yeah, I'm going with eye. I'm
okay.
I'm with Joy on this. Like I don't like anything in my eye, but at the same time, I've like had enough crap in my eye that I'm like not used to it, but like you know, but yeah, like having hair in your mouth ruins everything.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like you can't, like anytime you try and eat or just like it's constantly like there bugging you. I feel like I can deal with the pain in my eye. I would just sort of like do one of these for a while. I read something because somebody was explaining why, like, you know, when you like get a wound and you like just kind of squeeze it. The reason that works. No, you know, when like if you cut your hand and it feels better to just sort of like squeeze the wound or whatever.
Like apply pressure to the wound, not like, I don't know. For some reason, I thought you were being like, yeah, when you get a wound and you just like to squeeze it, it's great.
So, okay, so the nerve endings are smart and stupid at the same time in that they will send a signal, but they can only send one signal at a time. So if it's like the choice between like getting cut or the pressure, if you apply pressure in the right way, then you'll feel the pressure, you won't feel the cut. So if there's like a hair in your eye, you just do like one of these the whole time, then you're not going to feel the hair in your eye, you're just going to feel the like, feel like the palm in your eye, and that's a far more pleasant thing than like hair. You can't deal with it. So my point is, you can trick your body with the with the hair in your eye. You can't trick your body with the hair in your mouth. So I'm gonna go eyelash in my eye.
Yeah.
Final answer.
Great. So I am going to be the one person to go against the entire crowd here, and I'm going to pick hairs. I know. I'm going to pick a few hairs in the mouth. Now, here's the thing. I hate both these things very much.
Yeah.
They're both gross. I hate the feeling of both. But I wear contacts. So anytime I get like an eyelash in my eye or anything irritating my eye, it is like the worst possible pain. It's a terrible feeling. It pushes on your contact. Next thing, your contact lens is popping out. Then you got feces hands and you can't put your contact back in because you've got feces hands. So it's like, what are you supposed to do? Also, it's just a really unpleasant feeling. And also because I don't see very well without my contacts. So it's like, it's very alarming if like something gets in my eye and then I'm suddenly like, oh no, now I can only see out of one eye and that's not that great. Hairs in the mouth, not fun, gross, but I also have cats. So like at least once a day, I'm just sitting at home and I'm like, there is hair in my mouth. Why is there hair in my mouth? Because it's just like floated into my face. I'm not saying that I'm accepting of that and it's great and I love it and I want to I don't want to have hairs in my mouth, but I can deal with that feeling better than the eyelash. Like the eyelash, especially for an hour. No, nope, I can't do it.
Yeah.
Here's a question. What if? Sorry, Jess.
No, go ahead. I'll do it afterwards because I want to respond to Jeff's comment in the chat. But you go first.
Okay. Well, I was gonna say, what if that's a feces hair, like a cat?
Joy, I have thought of this.
Where's all this feces coming from? Why are we just accepting feces?
Don't you read things?
Heather started this.
It's in the air. It's floating. It's spraying around in the air. It's just out there.
There's just feces.
It's everywhere.
Left to right, up and down.
Joy, you raise an excellent question, and it very well might be, but I'll still go with the hair.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's your choice?
Yeah. But I do respect the question. It's a good question.
So Jeff's comment says the guy with all the hair around his mouth, which yes, technically I do have hair around my mouth, but there's a big difference between around and in. Like if I had a bunch of knives around my mouth versus a bunch of knives in my mouth, that would be a completely different experience. Like the thing about all these hairs is that they're stuck to me. So they don't go in my mouth. So that's why I don't have like a big crazy like ZZ Top mustache or beard or whatever, so it doesn't get in my face. So yeah, that was the response I wanted to give. Thank you.
I like Michelle's Phantom Feces. We're here to do a Herald tonight. New team name. Can we get a suggestion? I hear food.
That's a Star Wars joke. You're all welcome. Thank you, Michelle.
So I think we got an answer. That we want to move on to Joy's question.
Oh,
yeah, I think we're ready.
Okay. It was a lot of. Okay, it's gonna be great because I have to look at it. Okay. Would you rather involuntarily dry heave every time a person you are attracted to talks to you, or have every baby that sees you start crying? You know what? Justin, you go first.
Oh, wow.
I'm going to go with baby crying for sure.
Really?
Because 50% they're going to do that anyway. And like, I'm I'm like a big person with facial hair a lot of the time, so I'm horrifying to little kids to begin with. So like I think like it wouldn't be as intrusive as dry heaving every time somebody who is like attractive was around, because then like we're in New York, there's a lot of attractive people, so you'd be dry heaving all the time. It would be very disruptive of my life. Whereas like I can avoid babies, and I generally do. I only see babies like maybe like 10 days a year. So
I can avoid babies, and I generally do.
Yeah.
It's just,
I mean, there are
it's
babies
great.
just randomly coming to my place. Like,
No, I know.
like I have to seek them out.
I have no problem with you saying that. It's just really funny. I can avoid babies.
I'm
I
sure
regularly-
your grandniece is happy to hear that.
No, but I will deal with that when I see her. I will accept, like, it just says like when they see you. It doesn't say for extended period. It doesn't say the entire time. So it's
That's
just I will know that whenever I see her, she was going to lose her mind, and then eventually I'll win her over because of my charm. But
And
like,
hair, oh,
yeah.
I also agree. Crying baby, because you can walk away and don't have to compliment the parents on how cute the kid is. Suji is correct.
Yes.
Correct.
Exactly. Yeah. So yeah, I'm clearly going to go with baby cry whenever they see you.
okay. Well, also I want to bring up one more thing is that you said there's a lot of attractive people in New York. You didn't talk about the person you live with. So thanks, Dustin. Demerit for you.
Right. Dry heaving every single time.
Right.
Yeah.
No, that's true. Yes, I would be dry heaving all day long, all the time.
Yeah.
Whenever you're home.
You would just be like a
Yeah.
cat about
Yeah.
to cough up a hairball.
Okay, Dustin.
All right. You want to put it over to Heather?
Yes, if you're done.
This question makes me laugh.
This really is Chad come to the show.
This question really makes me laugh. It's really terrible that I laughed so hard at just this general question, and I immediately was like, "Oh, babies cry. I don't care. Hey, babies can cry. It's fine. It's not going to upset me." I kind of feel like she's saying, okay, the baby cries. Listen, I know in my heart I did nothing to make the baby cry. Like I didn't actually do anything to this baby. Therefore, yeah, I can just walk away. And now I don't have to interact, which is great. The dry heave to me is problematic for two reasons. One, it's a nasty feeling. Nobody enjoys dry heaving. Like that's a gross feeling. What if it actually makes you actually throw up? And then two, like kind of to Dustin's point, there are attractive people all around the world. So like if you start dry heaving just because someone's attractive, then like that's just like mortifying too, because like you might be like, oh, that's an attractive person, but you actually have no intent towards them, or like you don't even care. You're just like, oh, it's an attractive person. And then you're dry heaving. And then like next thing that person knows, and they're like, oh, they dry heaved over me. Ugh. And you're like, no, asshole. It's just, you just look nice, but yeah.
Right. To that point, people will use it as a weapon. Like,
exactly.
Right. Against you.
Right.
Like,
So
if you don't dry heave, the person's like, wait, what are you saying? You saying that I'm not
that's
attractive?
just funny. Well, then that's just comedy right there. I mean, then that just becomes funny.
Right. It would be like, let's say I got like immunity from joy because I had to live, because I don't have to live with her. I want to live with her. I love living with her. She's
Yeah,
my
it's like
wife.
allergies, like you built it up.
Right.
Yeah.
But let's say I get immunity from Joy. Joy would still use it as a weapon all the time. Every time I start driving, she'd be like, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Oh, yes, 100%.
Yeah.
There's no doubt.
Yeah, it's definitely.
Exactly.
Topping says such a great point. Topping says between visually attractive people and emotionally attractive people, too much attractiveness.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great point. Great point. And also, like I said, it just feels like there's so much less to worry about if the baby cries. I mean, I guess it's a shitty thing to say because then the parent has to deal with the crying baby. And as I understand, that's like a horrible feeling. And like you're trying to do all the things to avoid having your baby cry. So, I'm sorry, parents.
Joy,
still going with your baby's crying.
Joy, did you give an answer?
Yeah, because I was thinking about you. So I
Wow.
heard an answer. Yeah, and as much as I love babies, and I think they're like, human puppies. I love them very much.
Babies are human puppies?
That's a good quote.
Yeah.
Wow, we got some good quotes tonight.
You're gonna-
Babies are human puppies.
You're going to tell that to your niece that she's a human puppy?
I think she would love that. She's kind of like a little. All of my nieces are wonderful. So I chose Babies Cry because I live with you,
Mm-hmm.
and you, for me anyway, fall within the attractive quotient. I was like, I'd be heaving all the time. And so I chose the babies, even though it was a hard choice because of my love for you, because I'm a better partner.
Let's move on.
Oh, now we move on?
Yeah.
Yeah, I see you taking that down, Dustin.
Yeah.
What was it? I didn't see it. What was it?
I didn't take anything down. I didn't take anything.
Tell me.
I just put up you saying I choose the way you said it. You said I choose Babies Cry because I live with you. It just made me laugh the way you said that. It's just really funny. 2022.
Moving right along.
Yep.
Moving right along to our final question of the year. Would you rather shoot lasers from your eyes or control an army of 10,000 ducks to do your bidding?
Oh.
I'm going to go to Heather first.
Okay. Question.
Yes.
Do you have control over when you can shoot the lasers?
Yes.
Okay, so they're not always coming out of your eyes.
Correct.
Great. I'm going with shoot lasers then. I think that sounds like an awesome power to have, especially if you can control it. I do think, like, let's be real, 10,000 ducks is not to be messed with. Ducks, their beaks are sharp and they can crush things, and 10,000 of them would be very angry and they can flap at you and they can bite you. But I still think lasers are very efficient and cool. And also just like, that's a cool freaking someone pisses you off and you look at them and you're like, lasers. Yeah.
Just for the sake of understanding the rules, we're going to assume that the ducks are essentially immortal. Like you can kill the duck, but then it will just respawn. So you can't lose. You'll always have 10,000 ducks.
Yeah.
But you're sticking with lasers.
I still stick with lasers.
Okay.
Also, Michelle would like to say that after careful thought and consideration, she has chosen neither and will continue with status quo for peace. Wow, that's how we're ending the year.
Wow.
Chilling.
Joy, this is correct. Yes.
Chilling, Michelle. You're.
Yep.
Joy, what is your answer?
You know, actually, this is the hardest one of all for me because, to Heather's point, an army of 10,000 ducks that you control is really nothing to mess with. And if you saw 10,000 ducks, even if they were like little guys that were, like bird puppies, I guess you would call them. If they were babies, you would. I'm going with chicks. But even if there was that, a lot of them would be overwhelming, I would say. However, if I could shoot lasers out of my eyes whenever I wanted, I gotta go with that.
Okay.
Yeah, if it was all the time, like that was a great question. Like if it was what's that X-Men guy that has to wear the
Cyclops?
Yeah, that would suck.
Yeah, because then you're just killing everybody with your eyes.
Yeah.
Right, but I mean, he's wearing goggles, so it's
Right.
fine.
Yeah, but you can never look anybody in the eye
Exactly.
that you didn't want to kill.
True.
Exactly.
So
You can never David Caruso someone because you'll just murder them.
Yes. Yeah. So yeah, lasers. I'm going with lasers.
Okay.
What if we could have 10,000 ducks that shot laser beams out of their eyes?
Unstoppable.
Well, that would. So then the question there would be, could the ducks control, because they're still ducks. You're controlling them, but if you all of a sudden have 10,000 ducks that are shooting lasers out of their eyes, there's going to be chaos. There's going to be lasers just going everywhere.
They can still bite you pretty damn hard. So
Yeah.
Duck beaks are no joke.
Yeah, I feel like my heart wants the lasers. 100% my heart wants the lasers.
My heart was okay.
My brain says the ducks. Because because the lasers can only fight a battle on one front. Basically, like, you shoot a laser at somebody, and, like, it's just one thing. But if you have 10,000 ducks, you could be like, okay, you 3,000 ducks attack this person, you 3,000 ducks attack this person, you 3,000 ducks attack this person. Like, you could win a battle easier, I think, with 10,000 ducks, because everybody would know just like, oh, just attack from the back. But there is no attacking from the back when there are 10,000 ducks around you, because the ducks will warn you that you're going to be attacked. So I have to go with the ducks because I think it's a more well-rounded battle that you're going to get into. It, you know, like, because it depends on, I don't know what the laser shoots through, but like, I feel like
lasers can shoot through everything. They're lasers.
Yeah, topping S in there too if you could cut metal.
Yeah. Is it a precision laser?
Yeah.
I feel like it has to be.
I think so.
But I mean,
feel like you can carve shit. You can carve your own knife with that laser.
But if we're going by Star Wars rules, like, lasers bounce off stuff. Lasers don't always go through everything.
Okay.
Well, you didn't say that at the beginning. So
yeah, I didn't know we were going by Star Wars rules.
Well, we got to go by some rules.
Well, establish it at the top so we can make informed decisions.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Say that.
But
We're already in it. We're committed to lasers.
But what is your argument? Is your argument that once you shoot a laser, it just goes infinitely in that direction forever? Is that the assumption?
Till it hits something.
Right, but you're saying it goes through stuff. But you're saying it goes through stuff. So if it hits something, then that thing stops it. So what I'm saying is, at a certain point,
go through certain things.
At a certain point, lasers have to stop going through stuff. That's what I'm trying to establish.
Once they kill, yes.
Yeah.
Wait, well, hold on. So you're saying that the laser is smart enough to know that it's killed a thing, and then says my job is done here?
Yes.
That's the argument that you're trying to make?
In this universe, yes. That laser has accomplished its deal.
So I'm crazy for saying Star Wars rules, but you're sane for saying smart lasers that know when they've done what you want them to do.
Yeah.
I'm the only sane one here. I am the only sane one here. And I'm saying that. Topping saying Star Wars rules suck. But what rules do you want then? What rules? Otherwise, there's chaos in the universe. We need rules.
You can have Star Trek. They shoot lasers.
Right, and they don't go through everything. They bounce off stuff too.
They blow people up if they're set high enough.
Okay, well, I'm still going with ducks.
I also want to point out that in the chat, several people have mentioned how much poop would be around here.
Yes, I also was thinking about that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's war, Joy. We're in a war. There are consequences.
You and I are in a war.
Apparently we are.
I'm gonna laser beam all your ducks.
Wow.
Right, but you couldn't because there's 10,000 of them. Try laser beaming 10,000 of anything. I just won. I just won.
You didn't.
I did.
You didn't. It's gonna get bloody.
I get that.
So,
if I say Alexa, is your Alexa going to come on?
No, because I have I have headphones on. Although the one in the living room might.
Yeah, because I don't have headphones on.
Yeah. So don't do that.
I was going to ask it to play a duck song. I don't even know what that would be. I was just going to make it play something.
All right. So
What do we got?
we've established that there is a lot of poop that you would have to deal with. I am still going to make the argument that 10,000 ducks in a battle situation is more useful than a laser. Lasers coming out of your eyes. So
Michelle would like to know what the rules are. Is this a war? Is the UN involved? What are the diplomatic implications?
Good questions.
we'll have to deal with that in the new year, it seems like, because I think we are out of time.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That went fast.
It did.
The duck dance.
Hopefully we're still married by the end of this.
Great Canadian Goose War.
Anyway.
See my Eve when I'm near you.
Joy,
Yes.
thank you so much for being part of our show.
Are you sure?
No, but I have to say that. I'm legally obligated to say that to our guests. Where can people find you on social?
Oh, I'm at the Laughing Moon on Instagram. I'm also on Twitter, but I don't ever go there.
Okay.
And I'm Joy Masters on Facebook, but all my Instagram stuff goes to Facebook. I don't have anything coming up though. We're kind of quiet for the rest of the year.
Okay. Well, then keep an eye out on the Laughing Moon one more time to, find out which one's got coming up. Heather, what about you?
I also, it's quiet. I'm looking forward to some nice quiet. So don't really have anything. You can always follow my musical improv group Red Shirts to see when we have our next show coming up. We just had one last week. It was really good. I made a lot of trombone jokes, and it's exactly what you think it is. And we'll have shows in the new year.
Yeah. Cool.
Thanks.
And you can always follow us at Super Important Stuff on Instagram, and we'll let you know what guests we have coming up and all that, and some other random things from time to time. We will be back in the new year. We'll be back on January 2nd with our first show of season 2. So we're not far off, but we're taking off for the holidays. Joy, thank you again so much for being a guest for us tonight.
Hey, thanks for inviting me.
Yeah. And
we'll see if you do it again.
yeah. Well, let Heather and I get together and talk about it, because we're, I think she's going to vote yes, but I'm still on the fence.
We'll see. I'll wait to see about future dates. Yeah.
Well, have a good night. Thank you so much for watching us all through 2020 or 2022. And and we'll see you again soon. Bye.